This is Meri at the.meri.atelier, and in the month of March, I was invited to participate in a hangout with Tanya McGuire of This, That, and Chat and Lisa Conway at Lisa My Eclectic Life, and we worked on tube books. Tube books are made up of paper towel or toilet paper rolls. I finally have gotten mine to the point to where I can bind it, and that is what I'm showing you in this video, is how I ultimately decided to bind this journal. I hope that you enjoy watching it. I have punched 2 holes in each one of these end caps, which is a leather piece. I can show you here. I punched here is a hole, and I punched here is a hole. And I've done on each one of these leather pieces so that they match up. That's just a sample. This is just a sample here. So I've started with my first page. I have 12 pages. Our 2 books. This is a project that Tanya and Lisa did, and I was the guest in the month of March. I was the guest, and we made 2 books out of paper towel rolls that have been cut down or toilet paper rolls. Mine is a mixture of both, and you'll see I have smaller rolls. I think these were the toilet paper rolls, and these were the paper towel rolls. And we have tags, and I'll show all that to you in a flip. What this video about is binding it. Now, I bound the first 2 pages, and I think it's going to work. And I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. So I'm using black crochet thread. I was going to use this hemp cord, but I have to be honest with you, this is rather stiff, and for me, it's pretty hard to work with for the detail that I need on this. I need to get in and around, and this is much softer and easier for me to use. I've doubled it. It may not last as long, but that kind of depends. I'm not going to be opening and closing this book a lot, so you can see I've doubled my thread. I have about 6 feet on this. That depends on what you're comfortable working with. So what I'm doing is I'm working from the front of my book, which is this odd button with the white on it, to the back. And I'm turning my pages so the back side is up, and I'm working off of the back. So here's the front. It says Challenge the World, and I'm flipping it over. See how my little peacock here? I've got a peacock sitting on a couch. It's going to be upside down while I'm working on it. But when I get done, it should be right side up. And what I'm doing is I'm going through each one of these holes and around. And when you work this long thread, you want to get all your stuff as far away from what you're working at as possible, because this thread will catch on anything. It'll even catch on itself, like what it did here. So, and just pull it through. I work with long threads. It doesn't bother me, but if you are uncomfortable with working with long threads, you might want to go shorter. And you can always tie on a thread, an extra thread, but you pull it through from, I've done the first 2 pages. I'm going from the second to the 3rd page. I'm pulling it through to the 3rd page, and then I'm going to go up and around through the other hole like this. Now, instead of going back through the 2nd page, I will, but not right away. I'm going to pull it through, pull it through, pull it through. Keep your book straight, pull it through. And I'm going to go back through. I'm going to go back through the bottom one on the same page, just to kind of make a loop in here, just to kind of secure everything. All right. Just pulling it through. So I've got this thread wrapped around here, and you want to pull it all the way through. Make your threads all the way through. See, I've got it wrapped around through there again. Now I'm going to go back through the top one again and pull it clear through the top one from the, well, I'm going from the back to the front. Make sure the thread's all the way through. Then you want to pull it through your prior page, which will be my second one. So I'm going to don't go through the first one, only go through the second one. And push it in. See how it's going in there? And pull it through, all the way through, all the way through. And this will probably get a little bulky to work with by the time I get down to the 12th page. But that's how bookbinding goes on this type of thing. Then you want to go back through the second one, the second page, into the third page. Again, the page that you're binding, the last page. So you're hooking the prior page onto the current page that you're doing. But you want to make sure that your thread doesn't get caught as you're working. You want to make sure that it always gets pulled through tight, because it can get caught on a corner. It can get caught very easily. And then you want to make sure everything is nice and tight and secure in there. See, it's pretty secure. If it isn't, make it secure. And you could probably even knot it again at this point, which I think I will do. But just by going through the threads here that I've threaded through, it's hard to see because it's black thread. Maybe you can see it better up here. Just pull it through and make a knot. And that will keep it nice and tight, hopefully. You want to pull both threads through. It looks like what did I do? Unthread a thread here. What did I do? You want to make sure your threads are all nice and neat. When you get long threads, you get this kind of a deal. And if you get that, just don't pull it tight. Just let it untangle itself. And then pull on the thread that's shorter. One of these threads is shorter than the other. There, I'm pulling it. When you use long threads, that'll happen. But usually I catch it before it gets into too big of a deal. Now I was going to knot that. Let me straighten out my thread here. And if this doesn't work, I'll do another video and do it again. Let's snip off my threads so they're nice and even here. Well, snipping off. As you work, these threads will get a little bit uneven as you pull it through. That naturally happens. Thread your needle back up again. It's always fun to thread the needle. And when you use a long thread, it wants to pull on anything. And I wanted to knot this. Got to see where I'm at. It's probably knotted up pretty tight by itself, but I want to make sure that I get a nice knot. Let's see, I think I need to come through it. There. That'll hold these pages as tight as they can be. And so, see, when I flip, I'll be flipping like that, hopefully. We'll see how that works at the end. I might have to, I don't know, something in me wants to go like this too. Something in me wants to wrap around here. But would it stay? Would it stay? Maybe if let's wrap around the second one. I'm experimenting here. Something in me wants to wrap around this. Like this. And come around this way and do a wrap around. It might stay if I thread it here. See, this is a unconventional binding. And of course, my thread wants to pull on anything that's in the way. I have a little slit in my vinyl cover here, and of course it found it. I think I'm going to do that. No, it's not going to stay. It's not going to stay. In fact, I knotted my thread. Let's get it out before it gets too tight. That's not going to work. Ignore that. Ignore this altogether while I get this out. I've got to unthread my needle again here. You usually can get out of these knots if you don't pull your thread tight. See, I pulled that right out. So let's go back to what I was doing here. I'm ready to go to the next page. My little peacock will be upside down. Now I need to rethread my needle. Make sure you have your little extra threads if you have them hanging out of the way. I'm going to cut my thread even again here if I can. Rethread my needle. So let's go to the next one. I'm going in and I'm pulling it through. I'm going over, in through the top, and I'm not going through the previous one. I'm coming back around it. Yeah, it's going to pull on Penelope here. You want to get a pretty clean work area. If you don't have a clean work area, your thread's going to catch on anything that it can. It's just, it even catches on the edges of your book that you're working on. It's just stubborn that way. Okay. So now I'm going to come back in through the same hole again. And this time I'm going to go through the previous page. So I'm going to go in through here and then in through the top hole on the previous page. There, pulling it through, pulling it through so it's nice and clean. You maybe want to pull it up here, get it nice and tight on your binding. You want to pull it through your previous page, and then you're going to go back through both of them again on the other side. If I can find it, there and there. And I expect by the time I get to page 12, this will be a lot harder. Left. All right, let's pull it. Let's do the second to last one. This is my 11th page. The top is on the bottom facing me. This is the bottom. The buttons are the top. So go through the bottom of the current page, the bottom being the hole closest to me. Pull it through clean. Pull it over to the top hole. Go through the back of the current page. We're not going through the prior page yet. Pull it through so it's nice and clean. I'm telling myself all this too. Kind of talking myself. I'm telling you, but I'm kind of talking to myself. Now I notice that it wants to go back underneath of this piece. I'd like to have it lay up on top. So let's pull it through up on top and pull that tight. Come back from the back into the front. Am I through both pieces? Yes, I am. And this is where I knotted again. I almost feel like I need to go through this one twice. I don't know, something tells me I need to make it a little bit more secure. If you feel like you need to go through it more than once, do it. There's plenty of thread here. Just keep it untangled as you go. Meri's telling herself all of this. Pull it through. I'm going to go through the 2 again. Pull it through like that. And this is where I want to knot it. I knot it right down here at the bottom, closest toward me. Pull it this way and knot it tight. Last page. Last page goes here. Right up on top. Come through. And around. See, I've got that little gold thread stuck in there. Get out of there. Around to the top. Pull it through to the back. Come on. It wants to catch on anything. It's catching on this. It wants to catch it. It wants to catch on things. Just make it be good. Be good now. And I like to have it lay on top of my bling there. My bling is extra spacer. I have the buttons there, but I needed more spacer, so I added some bling. So I'm going to pull it through again from the back of the current page. I'm going to go back over and through to the prior page. Where's my prior page? It's here. The prior page is right there. Pull it through. Pull it through, pull it through, pull it through. Come back under the prior page, through the bottom hole of the prior page, through the bottom hole of the current page. And there we go. Now, I still think that this will be a little wobbly. The pages are put together, but they're a little wobbly. And I might do something else to make it less wobbly. We'll see as I go here. Let's get this one out of the way. It got caught in there. Get out of the way. We don't want you in there while I'm tying my knot. Okay. I've decided to add more to the binding here because it was fanning out on me. I was thinking of using some seam binding, kind of like a ribbon to thread through here, but I went to this tape yarn instead. And what I'm doing is just kind of a whip stitch through each one of those top and bottom holes that I have. I've done the now I'm starting back on the back side, and I thought I'd show you what I'm doing. I have my needle threaded with double thread of this tape yarn here. Obviously, I've got 2 threads through the same needle. And what I'm doing, all I'm doing is kind of a whip stitch. I come through the hole that I punched, right in here where I put that black thread, and I'm coming up through it like that, keeping my threads nice and even. And I think this is just going to tighten the book up a little, making sure that that thread doesn't get caught on anything. And then I come back around and underneath of it to kind of do a whip stitch. Whip, W-H-I-P. And this thread wants to get caught on everything, so you have to be careful as you go. It always helps to get a nice, well, like I said, it wants to get caught on everything. Now, what did it do? It's not going where I want it to go. I want it to go underneath of everything here. Where's it going? Just come underneath of it. Once I get it there, then it pulls through pretty good, but it wants to get caught on places where it shouldn't get caught. All right, let's do that again. I'll just keep going here. I come through the bottom hole from the back to the front. And I've got my band around it here to kind of secure it while I'm working. Otherwise, I lose it. And pull it through. Pulling it through seems to be the hardest. It wants to get caught on things, but usually if I just give it a tug, it pulls through. And this is a specialty thread. Just keep pulling on it here. It's getting caught in here. What are you getting caught on? It's getting caught on itself. It was going good when I wasn't filming. There. Huh. Let's pull it straight. Then I go back underneath. Hopefully it'll go underneath fine again here. Kind of make a space for it to go through. Pull it through. That's how it should go through. There. Now maybe I'm on track. So go back in through that hole that I punched in there when you saw me doing the other thread with the crochet thread, and pull it through. That went good. And then I go back around it and underneath of it. I'm just doing a whip, W-H-I-P, whip stitch, they call it. Pull it through, back around. And you may think, and I did too, like, Meri, can't you do anything conventionally? Can't you just do a conventional binding stitch? Why do you have to go do crazy stuff? And that's because I like to explore. I like to, I like to figure out different ways I can do stuff. And yeah, this may be a little unconventional, but then what? A toilet paper book is unconventional, isn't it? Why can't I have an unconventional binding? Oh dear me, Meri, you're being defensive, Meri. I am. All right, one more here. Yeah. Oh, I'm liking this. I can't wait to see how it opens up now. Oops, I'm getting too anxious here. What did I do? Can I get it out? Sometimes I get it in and I can't get it in and I can't get it out. There, I rescued it. Now, I've got all of this left on my needle. I wonder if I can pull it in through the back here. I'd love to get it back through this hole in there. I can. But can I do that forever? Where did it go to? How about, can I come from the other? Yeah, I can. Hold it. Let's go back around to this one. It's there. If I look for it, there. Now if I can just pull it through. Come on. I might need my pliers to get this one through. Yeah. Had to give it a little tug, but it came through. Come on. Keep coming. You're not quite through it yet. There. Ooh. I'm loving that. Now I can loop through this here. Yes. This is the front page. let's just tie this off here. And I'll let this hang till I decide what I want to do with it. I clipped those other black threads that I had hanging. I clipped them off, secured them really good. This is going to tie down good. I don't know what I have there. I got a loop hanging. I'll have to fix that. All right, let's take this band off and see how it still kind of wants to loop you out, but it's better. It's better. It's almost like it needs to be on a ring binder, but it's better. It doesn't fall apart as much because I've got the top and the side binding. But it still wants to fan out that way. But you could just keep it out that way for display. And let's go ahead, and I was going to use this red, but now I'm thinking I should use this type of ribbon as a closure. Let's give Penelope back her needle. If I had this type of ribbon as a closure, that would probably go better. And I'm also wondering if I should take all these red tags off and put on this kind. See, I play with this stuff. Let's coordinate this. Although the red coordinates, but I'm wanting to put some of this in there. I'm wanting to do that. Let's put it through. Let's put it through this way. And pull it through. Grab a hold of it there. Do you have it? Yep. Pull it through tight. Probably should tie it again into a nice knot. This is the half tag. This needs to be clipped. Clip. And that goes here. I like that. Here's the tag. I'm taking my red tag ties off and putting the other on just because I like the other better with this. And I got this at Goodwill in a Goodwill bag with a whole bunch of other things. Paid $4 for it all. I'm finishing this book tonight. I am going to finish it. Grab a hold of this. Thread it through. I want to be done with it this weekend. I put that leather on the back of this. Don't ask me why. Thought I was smart doing it, I guess. Open it up. Open it up. And pull those through like that. And then tie them. Gotta get a hold of it right. Tie it, give it a little extra knot tie here to secure it. Although I don't see how it could fall off. It usually falls off when you don't want it to. Let's snip this. Okay, that goes back in here. And this is my little book. Let's take this off altogether. Have to be careful not to snip the wrong thing here. I tied this with that hemp. That hemp is so crazy. It sticks out. Tempted to go back and tie it with crochet thread. I think I will. I'm not happy with that hemp. It's stiff stuff. It's not good for this. Let's cut it out. I don't like it. I'll rebind this little book just for you and me. I don't like it. It's just a real simple pamphlet stitch here. Let's get this stuff out of the way. And let's get some crochet thread. I like lots of thread. I'd rather have lots than not enough. For this little book, you only need a couple feet, even doubled. 1 foot doubled would be plenty. Thread my needle. Off camera. Let me get it nice and ready to thread here. Nice and even. I didn't do that too good. Thread. Did I thread it? No. Hold the phone. Let's see where I'm going. There. See, I always have the loop down at the bottom. I go in through the hole from the inside. There's my loop. Come around to the back. Find it. Come back through that loop. And that forms the blind knot. Now I've got another little hole right above it. I'm going in through that. Like that. Come around. And make my knot on the outside to make a little tassel on the back here. We'll make a little tassel on the back. Knot it in here once or twice in that little space up there. And then I pull it down and then pull it up. I leave plenty of thread. That's why I put a lot of thread. And I just hold on to that there. Go back up to the top here and make another knot. I do this on all my journals for my monthly journals for 2019. Go back through that loop, tie it. Whoops, that one didn't get through. There we go. And if you're still unsure about it, you can bring it around and tie it again. Tie it as many times as you need. Make a nice knot there, and then clip it down here at the end. Yeah, it's being stubborn. I need a different scissors, but there we go. And I got a little tassel here. Still kind of sticking out. There. A little book. This is made out of note paper. Now I want to make a band for it though, a little tie. So let me get my yarn out here. And I'm just going to thread it through here. Thread it through. Can I thread it through without the needle? Where's my... Just push it through there. Like that. Give yourself a good length. You can always cut off. Don't be stingy. give yourself a good length so that if you want to wrap it around a couple times, you can. There we go. And then I'm going to tie it at the spine there. Like that. And then I can bring it around this way if I want. I think what I'll do is kind of loop these tassels under it just to get them trained to go down. Like nobody's going to open this book a lot anyway. There. Like that. And you can kind of tuck it under itself if you want. Or you could tie it like a knot, but I like doing it like this. There we go. And then this tassel kind of, I'm going to train it to go down. Like that. There's my little book. I like it much better. It goes in this tube book here. It goes right in there. Let's put it with the tassel hanging out. There. All right. So my book's still kind of, this is the front. My book's still kind of, this is the front. Still kind of fans open, but it's not as bad. So what I want to do is take some of this again. And like I say, don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. There's plenty here. Got it for little of nothing. So, and what I want to do is enough. I'm going to secure it in here. And I think I'll tape it down. I think I'll tape it down or glue it down. But I want a double. I want a double length. And like I said, Meri, don't be stingy with it. I want a good length of it. So I'm making, you can't see, but I'm pulling it with my off camera here. Let's cut it here. Grab my scissors. And I think I'm going to knot this end. Knot it right there just to keep it together. Okay. And I could even knot that around here, but I don't think I will. What I'm wanting, let's get this out of the way. Let's get all of this out of the way. Get everything out of the way that you don't need anymore. Here's Penelope's needle back. I'm going to get these things out of the way. They frustrate me. Get all this little stuff in the way, and, you know, the thread finds it. The thread finds it. All right. This is my tassel thread, and this is my band here. Like this. So if I glue this down here, if I glue it down, then you see I can just wrap it around. That's what I think I want to do. Or I could just wrap it around and instead of starting in the back, I'd like to keep it with the book though. So I think I will glue it down or tape it down so it wraps around this way. Yeah, that's what I want. And I could probably put a button on that. So let's go ahead and figure out what kind of tape I'm going to use. I'm thinking even packing tape. Packing tape could pull up. But I've got packing tape transfer on here. I could thread it through my book. My needle might thread through. Let's experiment. Let's get my needle out. Let's get my pokey tool out. I could be way off base here, but I'm going to poke a hole in here. And then I'm going to come through. I want it far enough down that it won't tear. And poke another hole up through here. Whoops. Well, my needle find that again. It's right there. I think it will. So let's thread this. Did I grab my needle again from Penelope? What did I do with it? I gave Penelope back my needle. Didn't I? I'm looking for me. Here it is. Here's Mary's off on another wild tangent here, but I'm going to thread this through, I think. The double ends, hopefully through my needle. Hoping it will go through. Come on. Be good to me. Yeah. Oh, you were good. Now I want to come. That's the front. This is the back. I want to come through there. Back through here. Oh, you're being good. Pull it clear through. Now, hopefully, if I don't pull too tight on this, get rid of my needle now. I might have to secure this so that the holes don't. I don't know. It might be okay. Let's pull this through here. Pull it through, just like you were doing a tag. Come on. Very carefully. There. There. Now I can just wrap it around this way, just like I want. And the last wrap around, you need to put your thumb or something there to pull it through. That way. I really do need something on here. Another button. But we'll leave it like that. In fact, we'll just pull it down this way. Let it wrap around. That's not going to work. That's not. It needs something to hold on to. Hold on a minute. Wrap it around this way. Wrap it around this way. It needs something to hold on to. A button. It needs a button or something to hold on to. If I had a button, I could just clip it right there. I need a button there. The back one, the bottom one. I have a piece, and I probably threw it away, but I'm going to cut. I have that sample tag, and I just stapled this on. But if I cut this off, let's cut this down. This is just sample stuff. So I can put this down in here. We'll need to make it a little bit thinner. Right there. And we'll sew that button on here. Which one do I? So that came through there. I think I'm just going to put this down with double-sided tape. We'll see how that works. that doesn't work, I'll put tacky glue on it. Trying just to get the release paper up. There we go. This will close it up like this. Let's put that tag back in it. Wrap it around a couple times. It has to catch on everything. And then just wrap it around the button. I could have probably wrapped it around again and wrapped it around the button. No. Just like that. Now, the only thing I have left to do is decide what I want to do with this. I think I'll just tie it off good and snip it. Tie it again. There, just let it hang there. I'm going to call this done. It's done. Hang like that. It's done. It's finished. That's how I bound it. So, thank you for watching. I'll do a flip of this in another video in a couple of days. I'm tired. I want to go and work on my do-si-do book. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.